Hello, welcome to another Black History Moment, reading from Black Saga. 1645. America enters slave trade directly with Africa. The first American slave ship bound for Africa, the Rainbow, sailed from Boston. Slaving quickly became a major profit-making industry. A triangular trade route emerged, with slave ships leaving American ports for the west coast of Africa, where Africans, captured largely by neighboring or enemy peoples and sold to Muslim traders in exchange for a variety of goods, were purchased by the traders from the Americas and taken to the West Indies, usually to Jamaica and Barbados, where the slaves were traded for salt, tobacco, sugar, and wine. In return, these goods were sold in the American colonies. Slaves delivered to the West Indies worked on the sugar plantations. 1646. Legality of taking slaves questioned in Massachusetts. On November 4th, the Massachusetts Bay Colony ordered the return of 2 slaves to Africa at public expense in the earliest known legislative protest against the stealing of human beings. The slaves had been brought from the Guinea coast by John Smith, according to the legislation. The General Court, conceiving themselves bound by the first opportunity to hear witness against the heinous and crying sin of man stealing, and also to prescribe such timely redress for what is past and such a law for the future as may sufficiently deter all others belonging to us to have to do in such vile and most odious courses, justly aboard of all good and just men. Do order that the Negro interpreter, with others unlawfully taken, be, by the first opportunity, at the change of the country for present, sent to his native country of Guinea, and a letter with him of the indignation of the court thereabouts, and justice hereof, desiring our honored governor would please to put his order in execution. Massachusetts Records, Volume 2, 168. At this time, blacks living in Massachusetts and Rhode Island were considered servants, completing a number of years of service and not slaves. The term of service for black servants was later extended from a specified number of years to life. 1650. Population Overview. General population in North American British and Dutch colonies. It is estimated that 50,368 persons resided in the American colonies at this time. The combined population of Virginia and Massachusetts stood at 32,768 persons, or about 65% of the total colonial population. Another 12,759 residents were about equally divided among Maryland, New Netherland, and Connecticut. Other colonies had less than 2,000 residents. Blacks in North American British and Dutch colonies. Approximately 1,600 blacks lived in the American colonies in 1650. The black populations of New Netherland, Virginia, Maryland, and Massachusetts together comprised 1,500 persons, or about 94% of the total black population. More than 500 blacks lived in the New Netherland colony. up from 232 a decade earlier. As many as 405 blacks lived among the 15,000 residents in the Virginia colony, 255 more than in 1640. Thank you for listening to this Black History Moment.